and I started to develop a swelling and start bleeding internally. And the doctors, I worked for them, so I made an appointment with Dr. Lemchoya, and they did a bone marrow test, and came back about 4 days later. They brought me in and they told me that I had acute leukemia, and they needed to talk to me about going into some dramatic medicines so that it doesn't become a real problem. And I heard God say, no. And before I could catch myself, I said, let me go and talk to my other doctor. Because I was too embarrassed to say God. So let me go talk to my other doctor. And he said, who is your doctor? God? I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to be able to go pray about this. And I went and told Pastor Winans, we're walking down the hallway of our church. We're both two old men, like, walking with our hands behind our back. I said, well, Pastor, they said I have leukemia. He won't say a word. We're walking. I said, did you hear me? I said, they said I have leukemia. He hit me in the chest and said, not so. And walked in the office and closed the door. And left me standing in the hall. I had to fly out to California to do a revival. When I get there, I tell my testimony. Bishop Crouch gets up and says, after I finish, he says, young man, you say you have leukemia. I said, yes, sir, that's what they say. Not so. Use the same two words, not so. And that was my confirmation. I went back and I said, let's do the test over again. He said, Mr. McClurkin, if we do it, 2 months is not enough time to tell if there's been a change. He is going to come back, the report's going to come back the same. I said, okay, but just let's do it anyway. We did another bone marrow thing. A nurse comes in and says, Donnie, the doctor wants to see you. I come in, one nurse named Renee, I remember her name. And I'm sitting there and Dr. Lemchoya says, before we go any further, how did you do this? I said, do what? He said, here we find your white blood cells are here, your blah, 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 your leukocytes, all this. They're up here. We found leukemia in your blood cells. He said, but here everything is normalized. How did you do this? And that's when I became a preacher's preacher.